Hello and welcome to the Chaos to Clarity podcast. My name is Maggie, aka your business bestie. I teach female coaches, speakers, and course creators to release procrastination and perfection so that they can get more done, book more clients, and have the time freedom that all entrepreneurs crave. This is not your typical business coaching podcast. We're talking about business, life, probably some wooey magic, and probably some singing or referencing song lyrics along the way. So if you're into business building, making more money, and getting a little bit of a mindset shift along with having a good laugh, you're definitely in the right place. I've grown 3 businesses from $0 to consistent 4 and 5 figure months over the last 15 plus years. And now I'm helping you do the same thing. It didn't happen overnight, and it certainly didn't happen without the help of others. They say it takes a village to raise children, and I believe it takes a village to grow a business as well. So in this podcast, you'll find people who help you grow your village, cheer you on, as well as holding you accountable. I'm so excited you're here, and I can't wait for you to listen to each episode. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Chaos to Clarity podcast. My name is Maggie, your business bestie. I am so excited to be back with another solo episode. I just have to say, I have been loving interviewing everyone who has been on the show. At this point, I have interviewed so many amazing people. I have so many amazing guests coming up on the show and so many more who are in the queue. I just have to say that I feel so blessed. I feel so lucky. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Also, thank you to everyone who has listened, who has left reviews, who has shared the podcast, all of it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I never, ever in a million years thought that this would take off the way it has. And it's so fun. It is so much fun to me. So today, I want to talk about feeling triggered and what does it mean? And I feel like when people say I'm triggered, it can have this negative response in the body, right? And if we take a step back and look at what does triggered actually mean? Okay, so being triggered means there's something in your body that is activated to kind of bring your spidey senses, for lack of a better term, to life and just bring awareness to the situation or something usually that is happening. So way back in the day, in the caveman days, being triggered usually was our body's way of warning us that, hey, there's a saber-toothed tiger near. So let's GTFO. And for all of you who are not familiar with that lingo, GTFO means let's get the F out. Okay, so let's leave. However, today we obviously don't have saber-toothed tigers. So a lot of our triggeredness comes in different forms. Some of that can be, somebody leaves kind of a snarky or nasty comment on your social media, or, another example that comes to my mind is when I teach yoga at the high school. There's still mean girls at the high school, and that is a little triggering for me. I've realized that still makes me kind of get the heebie-jeebies, and it just brings back a lot of those feelings from high school. And I wasn't the popular kid in school, but I wasn't also not popular. I kind of just hung out with everyone, which is true to my nature today, right? Like I'm going to hang out with people I like to hang out with, and that's cool for me. So, but anyway, that doesn't mean that like bullying or teasing or, like kidding around wasn't there. Anyway, so we've discussed now what is triggering, what is being triggered. And it, again, doesn't always have to mean something bad. It just means that your body is giving you a response to something that is happening to you. And it's telling you, hey, pay attention to what is going on, okay? So what I want to talk about today is how to practice navigating this activation, this triggering, and moving through it in a way that feels, I guess, for lack of better terms, safe, which I don't really like to use, like safe, unsafe. Like it feels weird to me to talk about that, at least in this kind of context. So when you think about your spidey senses being activated, or that trigger, that response of like, ooh, I don't know, do I want to do this thing or don't I feel a little unsettled about it. Okay, so that right there is your body triggering a response to something that's happened. And over the last, I would say 6 to 10 months, I've been doing a lot of work around understanding what my body is telling me in different situations, and really allowing some of the body's senses to come to the surface and to be available for me to use as a tool to help me make proper decisions in my business. And this experiment that I have been doing has really blossomed into something incredible. It is how I decided to jump into this podcast. It is how I decided to kind of flip my whole coaching business on its head and restructure what I was doing. And when I flipped my coaching business upside down, like emptying out your purse, flip it upside down, shake it out to get all the junk out of the bottom, you find all these miraculous little things at the bottom of your purse, right? You find all of these things that you're like, oh shoot, that's where that chapstick went. And oh, wow, thanks. I found the crystal that I was looking for, or, maybe it's a lost key card to get into your job, or whatever that is, right? Okay. I could give you a million different things there. So anyway, back to being triggered. I was recently re-triggered. And the first time that it happened, I noticed it and I chose to ignore it. Now, I want to say that when you have your senses activated and your body kind of gets that little prickly feeling and you're like, ooh, okay, maybe I should think twice about this thing. And you choose to just go with it. And sometimes that's great, right? Sometimes it's good to do that, to trust your intuition. But also those times when you get those activations, those triggers, and it just feels a little off. And you're kind of stuck with this, should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Shouldn't I? Okay. So you're stuck with that thought. And then you have a choice. You have a choice to either go with it and choose to continue to do that thing, or you have the choice to not do that thing. Okay. So the first time I was activated, I'm going to call it activation because I don't like using triggered. So the first time I was activated, I noticed the thought of like, oh, maybe this isn't for me. And I poo-pooed that to the side. I said, nope, this is fine. We're going to do it. We're moving forward. And recently, like within the last couple months, I was re-triggered by this same thought. Are you sure this is for you? Is what my brain And what my body kept kind of serving up, like I kept having these recurring thoughts of, are you sure you are in the right place? Are you sure this is what you want? And when I stopped and explored that thought more, a whole new world, like I said, a whole new world of opportunities showed up for me. And it was the second time when I was reactivated, re-triggered, when I really stopped to give it a look and allow myself the opportunity to say no. Now, as a recovering people pleaser, it is really freaking hard for me to say no. And to say no to people who I respect, right? So when I came to the realization that I realized that, no, this probably is not for me. And then I allowed myself to navigate down that road, right? What did I see coming down the road for me? Or what did I want to become? What do I want to be coming down the road for my business? And I realized that there were some twists and turns that I really wanted to take, that I really wanted to figure out. And I really, really wanted to go down there. And I wasn't going to be able to do that if I was going to stay doing this other thing, which is when I also had the sensation, the activation in my body to say, well, flip it upside down. What happens then? Let's see what's at the bottom of your purse, girl. Empty it out. Shake it upside down. Let everything fall on the ground. And let's see where the pieces lie. And yes, it was terrifying to stand up and say, no, this actually is not for me. And I'm done here. It was hard, but it was so freeing to step out of that and step into this light of openness, this place of inquisition, and this opportunity to pick up the pieces that I had shaken out of my purse and place them in ways that I felt so confident in, and add in things to my business that I have been dreaming and longing for, and just kind of waiting for that opportune moment to dive in, which is where this podcast was born from, was that turning the purse upside down, shaking everything out, going, this isn't how I want this container to be. I'm emptying out the purse, letting the pieces fall, and I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to pick up those pieces and place them back into my purse in a way that feels lighter, is easier to carry, is simpler for me, makes sense for me. So I just want to encourage you that if you are in any kind of situation that you are wondering, and you've had the thought a couple times, is this for me? Should I really be doing this? Right? Something that comes to my mind often, and something that I quite often talk to my clients about, is in their offers. A lot of people come to me and say, I just have one offer and it's not selling at all. Which, if you have one offer and you're selling it, yay, yes, go you. I am thrilled. But there is also the opportunity to have multiple offers and multiple ways to work with you. Both can work. Both can work for the same person. Both cannot work for the same person. Okay, so you have options. So if something isn't working for you, like when people come to me with their offers and they have an offer audit with me, we go through what is working and where things are not working, What do you want the outcome to be? Now, most of the time it's, I want to get more clients. I want to get more clients right now. And if you are a coach, speaker, course creator, and you are listening to this and you're like, yes, please, how can I get more clients right now? Number one, grab my offer audit. It is going to be, the link is going to be in the show notes, but grab an offer audit and let's talk about where you're at and really what you want to be doing in your business. Because oftentimes, if your offer is not selling the way you want it to, there are a few tweaks that you can make and a few shifts that you can make that really pull things into alignment, right? Now, I will say when someone else looks at your offer and then you get that feedback on your offer, it can be triggering. It can be activating, right? Because you worked so hard on this thing, so hard. And now you have someone giving you other options. And if you're a people pleaser, recovering people pleaser like me, it's really hard to say no. If you're a manifesting generator like me, it's also really hard not to get caught up in the shiny object syndrome of someone else is giving me this advice. Now I'm going to do this thing. Okay. So the benefit to having this offer audit is that you get my eyes on your offer, and then I am going to look at your offer. We're going to have a conversation about what you're doing and where you want to improve, and I'm going to give you a few options. I'm going to give you a few things that I see that you could change, but you could also choose to not change them, and that's okay too. So wrapping this up, back to being triggered, back to being activated. When I stepped out of that situation that was activating me and stepped into my new situation. So for lack of better terms, when I stepped out of that situation and into this new situation that I've now created for myself, essentially, I reorganized my purse in a way that made sense for me, right? Before, I had been organizing my purse in a way that made sense for somebody else. And both are good. Both are great. And I knew that I had outgrown that other way to do my things, to do my business, to do what I wanted to do. I needed to upgrade my way of thinking. I needed to upgrade my purse. I need to get a little bit bigger bag. I needed to expand in a few places and really put my feelers out in a couple different areas that would allow me, again, to get a little bigger, help a few more people, but also expand overall. And I knew that this change was going to be scary, right? Because I'm leaving what I know, stepping into something that I don't know. And again, that's how this podcast was born. This podcast was born because I knew that I was seeking a change in my business. I was seeking a change in the way that I had collaboration calls, in part of the way that I networked, in part of the way that I am choosing to go about telling everyone about my offers, and even how I'm selling my offers, how I'm putting my offers together, right? I'm stepping in, upgrading to this new way of thinking, this new way that feels better for me, right? I was getting triggered because this old way was not doing me justice. I was not getting the results that I wanted. And I saw this other thing, this other shiny thing. I'd been trying this older way for quite a while, and it wasn't giving me the results that I wanted. So if you are in this position where you've got your offer, it feels amazing, and you're pretty sure you're solid on it, but you're not getting the results that you want. Have you taken a step back and thought outside the box and thought a little bit broader? Or maybe the opposite of that, have you narrowed things down? Maybe things are too broad. This is the kind of stuff that we go over in offer audits, and that we work through. We really, really get into what it is, the core of your offer, how you can really change someone's life, and then the best way for you to sell it, which could be the same as someone else, might not be the same as someone else. And it's okay to be a little bit different. It's also okay to feel a certain way about changing, right? We get into these grooves, and the groove is the way that we know. But then you're presented with a way to do something that might be a little bit more fun, maybe a little bit more free, maybe even a little bit more exciting. And if there's one thing that you take away from this podcast today, it is this. If you are not having fun and feeling really excited about selling your offer, people are going to feel that. I don't care if you are into the woo-woo, if you are into some of the magic, the mindfulness, the whatever, right? The unseen, the subconscious stuff. If you are not excited to sell your offer, if you are not excited to sell, you won't sell, because you're giving off this vibe to the universe that's like batting all of these situations away from coming to you. When you're in the back of your mind, you're feeling like, oh man, I really don't like the way this is. I don't want to sell it this way, but man, this is what so-and-so told me to do, so I better sell it that way. You don't have to. You can sell it in a way that feels fun for you. And if this is the space that you need to have that permission, it's yours. You have permission to go and sell in a way that feels amazing to you. You have permission to be able to open up new doors, to close a window, to open a door, or vice versa, close a door and open a window. Maybe go in the front, come out the back, whatever that analogy is for you. To wrap this up, if you are feeling triggered, if you're feeling activated, listen to what your body is saying. Listen to how you're responding to some of those things, right? And listen in a way that's like, sit still, close your eyes, and go into your body. Where do you feel that discomfort? It's just like when I teach a yoga class, the beginning of class, it's always a few moments of stillness. And I always encourage my students to, yes, find stillness, but also find some of those little wiggles and the little sways, little micro adjustments that you can do to settle in, to allow yourself to really, truly feel at peace, to find the stillness and open up to the possibilities. I want you to feel inspired about selling. I want you to feel excited to sell your offer. I want you to feel excited when you step into a new coaching container. I want you to feel excited about getting into Facebook groups, or getting on Instagram, or getting into LinkedIn, on TikTok, Snapchat, I don't know, all of the social platforms, right? If you're not excited about what you're doing, it's time to rethink what you're doing. And it's time to rethink about it in a way that helps you be excited. So my offer to you today, when you're listening to this, go to the website below in the show notes, book yourself an offer audit, and let's go through your offer. Let's go through it and see where you're at, what you're doing, and how you can open up, how you can get more clients now. Because I know you are worth it. I know you are absolutely capable of succeeding, and I believe in you. So I hope you have a great day. I hope this helps. Let me know. Hit me up on socials. get in my Instagram DMs or my Facebook Messenger. Let me know if this helped. I can't wait to hear from you. I can't wait to help you. I also can't wait to cheer you on and cheer for you. So have a great day, and I will be back soon.